Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Criminal Justice Corner. We are coming to you live. We are still in our special election series. The polls closed yesterday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. So you know we had to come back to give you our recap. We are still here with Eugene, our resident election results polling person expert. He has to come with his commentary backed by popular demand, as you all know. Eugene, how are you today?
Wonderful. I'm doing better than Tiffany.
Of course you are. You didn't lose a race yesterday. And then we had to bring in another expert in the South Suburban area, Gail. Gail has some expertise in the South Suburban land area. Gail, how are you today?
I'm well. How you
Awesome.
doing?
I am glad to be here. We got so much to talk about today. Let's start with the Thornton Supervisor race. What do you guys think about Napoleon Harris winning that race against Tiffany Henyard and the other opposing candidates? What do you guys think?
Gail, ladies first.
I'm sorry, Napoleon. I'm sorry. That's just a funny name. We make a joke of Napoleon. We call him Nappy Leon.
Okay.
But
Here at Criminal
not
Justice
him
Corner, we
personally,
love
but anybody named Napoleon.
Okay. We love nicknames here at the Criminal Justice
Yeah.
Corner. Okay, go ahead.
He was low key a decent dude. I couldn't say anything bad or good about him. And it was easy. Just like that guy's house out in Dolton. It was going to be easy. You could have probably at this point put Snoopy or the dog, anybody probably could have beat up.
Well,
You're right
it was a
about that.
no-brainer, if you will. Okay, Eugene, your thoughts on him winning the race?
Well, Napoleon is a state senator already. So
He
he's
is.
already been in politics. He's not had no controversy. He played professional football.
He
So
did.
the fact that he's in the state senate, he's had a leadership position, and I think now he's the assistant majority leader. I could be wrong, but I think that's an accurate thing. So he went to Northwestern. My son went to Northwestern. So needless to say, I like him. I mean, give me a break.
Lakers franchises too.
He
And he
does.
got a couple of pizza franchises, which, hey, I like pizza. Look at me. I'm a big guy. I like pizza. So, I'm down with that. So, I'm glad he won. I think he was qualified. He got education, a real education, not a Tiffany education with a certificate where Lori Lightfoot couldn't even prove she graduated from college. I mean, give me a break. So I'm pretty.
Wait a minute. I don't think you get into graduate college, because that is the most made up position the Thornton Township government inside of Cook County. It's just a whole bunch of nothing. It's a lot of money.
Hold it. One thing then we have to let out is your previous experience. You happen to have a position. We have been saving that for now. You
Right.
had
She
a
let the cat out the
position with
bag.
Thornton Township.
Gail let the cat out the
recently.
bag.
And what was that position? And tell us, because you would know what's a made up a position or not. Go for it.
Well, now, wait now, because there's no statute of limitations.
So you can't say a lot.
A little bit about a little bit, Gail. Tell us a little bit.
You were the collector that didn't collect. That's what you told me.
The didn't collect.
What didn't you collect, Gail?
The taxes.
But that was your job?
I was a Thornton Township collector. I was elected I was appointed, and then I was elected in 2008.
Okay, so who appointed you originally?
Zuccarelli.
Frank Zuccarelli.
Okay.
The big man himself.
Okay. So he appointed
and Gail was thinking, should I take the job or not? Tell him that story.
It's the story, Gail. Don't hold out on the people.
Gino was my supervisor. I'm like, gee, Frank Zuccarelli just came to me and asked me that I want to be the collector. If you don't be the collector, I'll be the collector. So I went on.
That sound like him. That sound like him. He's gonna take your job from you.
I was really too curious not to do it.
Okay.
And he was just as curious as I was.
Okay.
And us having that buddy relationship, like, go on and go for it. He was just that was just the pushing on that back, and I needed. You know how you need your friend, like, how does this outfit look?
You gotta
Yep.
have
Feel
the
good or
push
feel
Yeah.
friend.
wrong with it, and that
You
would feel
gotta
good.
have the push friend.
But the one thing we got to break in this show, because it ain't been said, I have not seen it anywhere. How many votes did Tiffany get written in for?
As
Correct, right.
this is as the mayor. This is as the mayor. How
No,
many
no, no, no.
writing?
Tiffany, we talking about
Oh, as
for
a supervisor.
supervisor.
Okay,
Yes.
supervisor. Okay,
Well,
Now,
Thornton Township is going to be different because you're going to have all those different the towns that are part of
together.
Thornton Township.
Yeah, I think it's
right.
16, right?
But what we
So
got,
if you
what
figure,
we got how many people had ballots for that? So they're saying there were 15,917 ballots.
mhm,
Now, that's the top number of people that could have voted. Now, the winner got 11,100, 1,550. Another candidate got 704. Another candidate had 1,604 votes. You add all together, you get 15,053 ballots. But when you say they gave out 15,917 ballots, but the results only show 15,053 ballots, which means you have approximately 864 missing ballots for the position of township supervisor.
Correct.
So the maximum number of votes that Tiffany could have possibly gotten. I'm not saying she got them all because some people might have not have voted for anybody in that group, but the maximum number of votes Tiffany could have possibly got written in for is 864 votes. That's her maximum number for the township. She could not have more than that because if you give her more than that, that's more than the number of ballots that were handed out.
So she
So
couldn't even
we
break
know,
1,000.
excuse me, she
She
couldn't
couldn't
break a
even break a
thousand.
thousand.
She definitely did not break 1,000.
just figure, I don't know, probably her close friends and associates.
Exactly. We know that's how we know she did get some number, which I was looking all day to find out how many she got. And I should have just called the clerk. I mean, that office that does the elections, they so helpful. If you call them on the phone and you halfway nice on the phone, they'll tell you just about anything. I mean, they are really good. If you
It
just
is.
ask them,
They be
they
so
like,
glad when people call. They be so glad when
yeah,
people call us the board of review.
exactly. It's amazing what you'll
Right?
get for
Please,
just
somebody
being nice.
call, please.
Give us something to
So
do.
boring.
Right.
Yeah, give them something to do. So that's the maximum. So we know for a fact that between 0 and 864 votes is exactly how many people decided to write in Tiffany's name. Now, I'm sure in the next coming days they will break it down because more people will ask this question so that they can have the exact number.
Right.
But she got 864 votes or less if anyone wrote it. And we know she voted for herself, and the mom and the daddy voted her name in,
Wait, now didn't her boyfriend vote for her? What about him?
Possibly.
He,
And then
yeah,
maybe I've heard of side pieces.
yeah. Yes, the real deal is they broke up over Facebook in the last week or so.
Wait,
They
they
had a
broke up.
thing, they broke up. He is saying he put on Facebook, which is clearly to her, and it's ridiculous to be as old as they are, and they got to break up on Facebook in front of everybody. I mean, stay out of your business, and you put your business in the street. So that's what you get for putting your business in the street. Now,
What did
she
he put on
doggone
Facebook? How do you know they broke?
because everybody else is already talking about it. Give me a break. And I'm an outsider, but I thought it was so funny because he said the only people I trust is God and the bank. So, oh, what about Tiffany, man? So
Exactly.
that
Or you trust
Tiffany,
Facebook to put your information out there.
There you go. There you go, Jill. There you go. Tell the truth. He
they put
clearly
it in the
trusts.
streets. They put it
He
in the
clearly
streets.
trusts Mark Zuckerberg.
Holy cow, holy. We're not, there's no way, it don't look like he voted for her because she was lonely on election day. She was lonely. Last election day, she was in the BMW, she was in the black man's wheels. You know what I mean? I got my BMW. Yeah, yeah, I'm
Black
a black
man's
man in my
wheel.
wheels. Yeah.
But
Okay,
see,
but
that
she
that just
wasn't.
show you come from money from for a long time because it was a black man's wish when I was coming up. Not Wales. It was a wish.
So you trying to
Well,
tell me she didn't even have security on election day?
holy security. Give me a break. Cassie Crash out had more security than Tiffany yesterday.
Wait, they say word on the street is Cassie Crash Out don't even have her husband on the campaign trail. What are you talking about?
Well, yesterday she had a cameraman, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
one more than that. That's one more.
Okay. Instead of
But
her husband, she got the cameraman. We'll take that. Okay.
and now she is a totally different case because she ran in Dolton and got
As the mayor,
murdered. I
she
mean,
wanted to be the mayor. Okay.
so
And what her numbers looking like? What was her numbers looking like?
oh
Cassie
my
Crash
God,
Out.
she should be ashamed. She got 152 votes.
Now wait, wasn't we did a previous show and we had predictions. Everybody in the comment section was giving us predictions. So how
She
close did we come to with the prediction?
she got 152 votes. Now, if you say Tiffany is 1.0, okay,
Yes.
we're going to say Tiffany is 1.0. That makes Cassie
Cassie.
Crash Out. That makes her 0.29. So she's Tiffany 0.29.
She ain't
Where at
even
least
Tiffany
Tiffany is
2.0.
1.00, Cassie is doggone 0.29.
Oh my
So
God.
she's not even a third of Tiffany. Not even a third.
Gail,
It's
you
pretty
want to
sad.
jump in here? What are you thinking, Gail?
Well, I think a good time was probably had by all.
You're right. I think you're
From
right.
my experience, it's just usually a good time. But I was never on the losing side.
That's
I'm
right.
like
That's
Jordan.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Whenever I ran, I won.
Okay.
Yeah. Zuccarelli, you can count on him.
Yeah, because he was. That's what it was. No work or whatever. You had to do what your requirements of you.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, you were gonna win. Well, nobody ran against us.
And see, that's the beautiful part of this is Napoleon schooled. He schooled Tiffany and
Okay.
how politics is really played.
Well, you
Because
remember
Tiffany
who
is
he
so
came up
busy.
under?
Yes.
Frank introduced me when Nappy was coming up. Frank had, that Mr. Ford,
Yep.
LaShawn Ford, or what is his name?
Yeah, that's him. LaShawn.
But
Yep, that's him.
the late Mr. Frank was the Democratic committeeman, so it was his job
That's
to know
right.
all these Democrats.
It was
Mm-hmm.
so when Tiffany talked about, oh, let me educate you, and she talking doo doo. Okay, Napoleon educated her. Heck yeah, I had a party and your people couldn't get in. Heck yeah, I filled the seats with my people. Heck yeah, you didn't have a chance.
Well, it was
Nah,
so smooth
take that
how they
back to
did it.
Dolton.
She's such a
Huh?
dingling. It was just smooth how they did it.
How did they do it, Gail? How did they do it?
Well, they say we got this going on here till 3 o'clock. All right. She's supposed to be there at 3:30. I'm just throwing the time out as an example. Right?
Okay.
Right on. Right.
But it spilled over. And our seniors and getting them all out. Well, next
Yep.
thing
Yep.
you know, our event has started. And they've nominated me without even bringing you in. But you don't even really worry about it because you weren't gonna be nominated. We had to pay all these extra security and police and stuff because you're ignorant acting. So just take this L. Just take this L.
Just take it. I like it.
And that's
Was,
But I
exactly how
like
they
it.
did it. That's
when she came
exactly
in
how
there,
they did it. She took it to court.
she came in there. It's
She took
illegal.
it to
It's
court.
illegal. It's illegal. She didn't
And the judge was
realize.
like, you know what? Thank you for that $230 filing fee. But she probably savvy enough to have gotten a waiver.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. She
Yeah,
might
but
couldn't have got one. By
well,
her being who she was, she couldn't. She might. They wouldn't have given
right, because the whole point was them people was waiting for her.
the
And
They
they
ladies
were.
were.
started singing that na song as soon it was over. And Napoleon did it slick. I mean, he did it slick. She's kicked off the ballot. You can sue all you want. You got zero chance. You know what I mean? But the one thing I like about this whole thing, okay, we look at Jason House
Yes.
won and Cassie lost, okay? But I really feel good about the fact that I was sitting at home and I was only 152 votes away from being in second place for that job. You know what I mean? I really like the fact that I didn't have to
It's your
do
outlook,
nothing.
bro. It's your
I didn't have
outlook.
to do nothing. And I was 152 votes away from second place for mayor of a city.
That you don't
Think
even
about
live
that for.
in. That you don't even live in.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, for people like me, we can be happy if you think about it from the holistic viewpoint. I mean,
That glass is half full.
that puts a smile on my face. I told my wife, I said, can you imagine with 153 votes, I could have been second place. You know what I mean?
I just would like to I'd like to drive down that block and see what's going on. What type of neighbor are they into it? How do our neighbors feel about her?
Hold on.
Do the
She got
kids fight her
she
kid at
got
school? How does it go?
536 votes. She got 536 votes. Her neighbors obviously have a problem with her. But
Well, she's
more
renting.
importantly, if
She's
we go
not a
to the
homeowner.
lady, she's
Wait,
not.
Cassie is renting?
Oh, that's right.
No,
She rent. Yeah.
Oh, you talking
So,
about Tiffany? Okay, I'm
yeah,
about to say two
Tiffany. Yeah,
renters.
that is
Okay.
sad that she rents. Now you the mayor, so she talked about. I grew here. You flew here. Well, obviously you flew into somebody's basement because you didn't have a house of your own. You know what I mean?
well,
That's a
that
good
just
point.
goes directly to what the establishment will loan her.
That's right. That's true.
She
The
mayor.
establishment is saying you good enough to run this little rinky thing town, but now you ain't good enough for me to loan you no money for no house.
That's exactly what that's saying.
Or maybe she looks at it like I'm a sucker because I took out a loan.
Holy cow!
You never
Holy
know
cow!
nowadays with these young folks.
Thinks she's smarter. She thinks she's smarter than the average bear. Let's get a lady
Absolutely.
credit. She
Well, she
thinks she's
looks
smart.
Superman.
This is
She
true.
was so sad campaigning for supervisor at the polling place by herself. Now
She
that's
was.
she didn't even have the flunky there. The religious man that Jason House told him,
Andrew,
please don't pray for me anymore. And
Andrew Holmes.
he
he
probably had
wasn't there
Kanye,
either.
boy.
He had to go to court. He couldn't be there with her.
He had to
He
go
in
to
court.
court. Well, that's where he belonged. But I can't get over Jason House's the lady he beat, Hobson Jordan.
Yes.
She went off on election day on people who were supporting Jason House who happened to be firefighters.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She didn't
Why
like
in the
that.
world would you besmirch firefighters? You know
But
what I
that
mean?
seems to be her MO, to go off on people.
It tells you a lot about her and her character.
Yes.
That because one thing, I had jobs that I thought was difficult and all that stuff, but anybody that's brave enough to run into a building that's burning,
That's true.
they number one with me. I mean,
Absolutely.
that, you know what I mean?
They sit there and wait for it to jump off and
Yeah.
let it go.
Yes.
I mean, so,
They do.
at least,
Bravely.
Getting the dough
Bravely.
right.
in, like where you
Yes.
at, fire?
Yes.
Exactly. And at least when you the police, a person got to put their life on the line to put your life on the line. And so it's a little bit
A
different.
little bit more
But
give
if
and
you
take.
right,
Yes.
but a
Yeah.
A little bit.
firefighter, I mean, that fire is nature. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
you running
For
into
it is a-
nature and
That's
you
right.
gonna think that you're gonna beat Mother Nature? And come on, I mean, so for her to besmirch, and I don't want to besmirch the police either, but to besmirch specifically firefighters who went out there, who exercised the same rights she had to go out there,
Right.
and you're gonna talk about the firefighters. I mean, I'm disappointed in 152 people that voted for
She
her.
is so lucky. She is so lucky. She has got to be she's not being portrayed as the biggest anti-hero.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She is something because she did all that talking. She did all that talking. She said she wrote 500
Firefighters
thank you
for a while.
notes. Say it again.
They couldn't pay their firefighters out there in Dolton
That's
for a minute.
true.
And
That's
that's
true.
probably why they with Jason House, because now they finna get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you owe me some money and I think you the one gonna make sure I get my cash, heck yeah, I'm gonna be out there with you too
Yeah.
until I get my check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she has a
So
history of going off on seniors. Now she's going off on the firefighters. It sounds like
yeah.
she's going after anybody who she feels like vulnerable. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the vulnerable
She's
people.
probably diabetic. not taking care of her sugar, and she's easily annoyed.
That sounds like
Okay,
it could be the
okay,
case.
okay. Is
That
that a
could be true.
thing?
She says
Is
that a
that
thing.
is
I'm just
that a
coming up
thing?
with stuff. As a
Like
guest.
she is. Like Cassie Crash out is.
I mean,
Sometimes every story and it's the truth. I don't know
she's
what the
sitting
truth
there.
is, so I'm gonna come up with my side of the story.
That's what she
But
doing.
she's sitting there in her car making up stuff. Like, ooh, they stealing my signs. See, y'all making this easy for me. Y'all making it. Well, what you should have said is, I hope y'all steal more signs so I can get more votes. She didn't say that. But the most important part of her is she didn't give one decent reason why she should have the job.
She did not.
Not one. All she did was knock this guy, knock this lady, knock this guy, knock. But she never said, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a resounding theme around here because, as I stated earlier, I reside in Riverdale, and I was kind of pissed off this election because the incumbent had this negative stuff. I don't like that negative stuff because if you're a poly, so what are you being negative for? You're a politician. There's enough negativity surrounded by what you do. At any rate,
Correct.
he's under federal indictment. And so this young
Mm.
man that's been
Hold
running,
on. You mean he in a Tiffany club already?
child wait. So he's indicted. Those things don't usually go away. But you're talking about this other young man that was running for trustee, talking about, oh, he was grooming young girls. And I'm like, oh, wait, I have a question. What about your indictments?
Whoa.
Look like y'all could be on the team and, see how
Work
y'all
together.
work the system together. But no, certainly they let all that information out about that young man and how he got let go from a school. And I'm like, well, he was never charged. These was just accusations from what we know of Mr. Smith. But
Okay.
you, my brother, they carried you and your wife out in handcuffs down there.
And what's his name?
You and your wife, both.
Larry, Big Lawrence Jackson.
Yeah, big. Yeah.
Larry
The
Jackson.
Lawrence.
what is it? The
Lawrence Jackson.
the wrecking business, the towing business, or was it junk business or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So that's Riverdale. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Riverdale's it's a neighbor of Dalton. So
Right, that's what I'm saying. These South suburban politicians, they just doing any old thing.
Well, they got to.
They're trying to keep it status quo, but there's a difference, in the status, obviously, and then that's the American way. It's the American way.
Tiffany. So what is Tiffany gonna do now, Gail? Now that she don't have no real job?
I was wondering that. What is she going to do?
What's your
Some people say
speculation?
she's going to OnlyFans.
She's a bridge burner.
Some people say she going to OnlyFans.
Oh, OF. She going to OF? You know they make a lot of money on OF.
Yeah, she won't make it on me, but okay.
Fans are fans only.
Only the fans that's got money.
No, but I mean, she hustled her way into that mayor township thing. She gonna be just fine.
I agree with that.
I was so happy with her when Napoleon bested her in that slating thing with the meeting. I was so happy when she came out and said it's voter suppression, voter suppression, voter suppression. And then I'm saying, hold it, Tiffany, you didn't go before the voters either. Give me a break, okay?
No, she did not.
Nobody voted for you to be the supervisor. You were appointed. So all this voter suppression, and Keith Price and Keith, all them clowns, voter suppression. This is the worst thing ever. This is criminal. This is criminal. This is the worst thing ever. Holy.
Price is the alderman in Harvey.
Oh my goodness, which don't even get into Harvey. Then the show would be 2 hours long. Talk about a rat hole. That's a real Donald Trump rat hole, Harvey. I mean, no thank you.
The mayor of Harvey, he ran.
Yes, he did.
His name on the ballot.
He ran again. He ran for Thornton Township Supervisor.
Yes, he ran, and he only got
Christopher Clark.
Yes, he got 677 votes. 677 votes.
This.
And he is Tiffany 1.5 for sure. Go ahead.
Well,
yeah, he's bad.
He practiced law at the courthouse. in Markham, and I didn't really hear anything bad about him until he ran for mayor.
Exactly.
I started hearing some questionable stuff about him. And I was always oblivious because I just always believed the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so I was oblivious to the cutthroat. If I didn't come up and try to cut your throat, I just didn't believe you would try to cut anybody else's throat. But that's not the way of the world.
True.
And
Is
I
Tiffany
said all
coming
that
to?
to say that maybe Tiffany in that learned something about these politics, and you can't go in there. You have to go in there more calculated.
Yes.
Do you
When you have
think
a certain content in your DNA, you have to
the
be a
question
little
for
bit more
all of us?
calculated. Can't go in there like the Tasmanian devil.
Right.
And maybe in 10 or 15 years, she'll be a little bit more settled and ready.
Who?
Tiffany, she's saying.
Oh my goodness. Give me a break. She gonna be burnt up. She gonna be, please, that's another story for another day.
And maybe she'll wake up.
Is she
Maybe she'll
coming?
wake up and smell the coffee.
Is she coming to any meetings after this? Now that
No.
she
No.
lost both jobs and Jason House. I mean, really, no matter which meeting she should go to, I don't care what meeting she go to.
They're going to
If
be a
she
dog.
show, the
It's going to be
first
jumping
thing
off that dog.
everybody should say when she walks in is nine.
Watch Dolton. Watch the Dolton meetings. The Dolton meetings. That's going to be fight. What about the Nino Brown thing?
That was bad, but you know, that was kind of cute because I like that movie New Jack City. That's a movie. I like that movie. But
It was so
I
bad
think,
because in this corrupt, Illinois has got to be in the top 5, top 3 in the nation of corrupt politicians.
I
And
agree.
so you're going to glorify this and say that you're Nino Brown. I'm sorry. I think she was a dumbass for doing that.
well, I agree, but I put it this way because, you know, I'm not free to divulge my sources. But don't be surprised if that Nino Brown connection is not in part of the federal problem she has.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying, okay? Don't be
Be
surprised.
surprised. You heard it here first. And
Yes.
that is another nail in the coffin of township government.
But that's not, I saw that on another podcast. I don't remember which one, but the point is, I heard it before they did. It's just that I was not a guest on this show, but I heard it before that. So the person I heard it from knows what they're talking about. You know what I mean? They definitely. The
Did
question
they
is,
research?
right? The question is, are they going to bring that into this or not? But that might be where a lot of the money went because that is not a cheap endeavor. It take money.
Ah,
And I don't know. And looking back and what I did with the township, I
okay.
just really just in a position, placed in a position, that position needed filling. I wasn't a voting member. I was only trustees vote.
Correct.
And the assessor,
But you was good and you got paid.
I went to as much as I could. And it was a good time. That's what I'm saying. It's a good time. So hopefully she learned something.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to learn, but I don't know. I don't think this township government, I think it's going to be gone.
Mm.
And as much as it's going to go away. Because it's more rural. It's for like down in southern states, more for the farmers, and it's kind of country for the country.
Okay.
It's
And
kind
you
of
got this
country, yes.
metropolis, and you have the county,
Correct.
and you got a certain amount of money going to this township. Who you think want that money?
Yeah.
The big
Oh,
boys.
Tony Prick, we ain't gonna ask to do shit on that money.
Yeah,
Bye,
the county
Thornton
board
Township.
president. Yeah.
Bye, and all
Yeah.
Right.
that,
Yeah.
and all that will come to Cook County. And then
Right.
people, when we would serve them dinners, because you just give them dinners and schmooze. The little old lady say, "These Republicans are not gonna do this for you." As I was putting gravy on the mashed potatoes. They love those
Yeah,
little
I
holiday
mean,
dinners, and we just go and sing, go to their assisted living places. We had
Mm-hmm.
to go to a trailer park one time. That was the best. My first time in a trailer park. It was the best.
Oh my
Listen,
word.
they lived up to almost every stereotype. It was the best. I left out of there, my stomach was hurting.
I know
It
they
was the
do.
best.
Now,
See, that's what
government
townships are
in the
supposed to do.
trailer
Get with
park.
the people. The township gets with the people. See that?
Township government in the trailer park. I was ecstatic.
now I want to get back to this Tiffany singing the Ed Steve. What was that about?
He got his term ended when he was a trustee, and he was leaving. It's like his last meeting because he was leaving. She came to the meeting when he walked in, and they got the audience and everybody, all the officials. She started singing "Na na na na, hey hey hey"
Like
to
when you
him
found
out
out.
loud on the microphone. She really did. So we really need to encourage people if and when they see Tiffany. I don't care where you at, what you're doing. Take the time to tell her nah 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 nah. And if you can't sing, just say Tiffany, nah nah nah. Okay? Or Tiffany, hey, 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 goodbye.
That's
I mean,
disgraceful that she did
because
that to
she
him.
she did that to
How
a grown man.
unprofessional. How
She
unprofessional.
did that to a grown man. So, I have no, she's the worst. She's the worst. And if she's on OnlyFans, maybe that'll keep her off the corners, hopefully.
That's so unprofessional. And how did they let her do that?
Hey, I mean, she the
She was
mayor.
asking permission.
Yeah, right.
Well,
She the mayor. She didn't tell nobody, and right,
yeah,
and she definitely didn't ask forgiveness. Definitely didn't. So that's why karma bites you in the booty,
yeah,
and her
Yeah,
booty
but it's
bit.
not fun if the people don't realize it. If you're not gonna say this might have happened to me because I did this, right?
right.
Right,
Yes,
but
If you don't get that revelation, I'm the only one that is revealed to.
exactly.
It don't do no good.
But
but
that's why we
Napoleon
have
schooled her.
podcasts for this. So that
Napoleon schooled her though
yeah,
with that slating thing that he did because she think I can go to the voters. I can go to the voters. No, you going to Napoleon's house, and guess what? We packed the house before you got there. Nah,
Who taught him? He did.
Zuccarelli.
He knew going in, and all it did was overlap. So it was legit.
mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
now it overlapped into this thing that we're having that we always had that was on the schedule. The building's now open. You can't get in. You thought we was gonna slate you anyway. You just wanted to get in there and fight. You just wanted to get in
Yeah,
there and
Yes,
fight and cause that ruckus.
right.
exactly. She thought it was gonna be like Dalton, where she can go in there and
That last week.
bulldoze. Yes, but she found out from Napoleon Harris, I'm playing chess while you playing checkers.
Exactly.
Also, I told you his lineage that I knew of. He came from them real guys and real politicians.
Yeah.
Yep,
Because
yep, yep. He
No,
she's
that's
learned.
not
He
even, I
learned.
don't even think she got the status of the Shaw brothers out there.
That's true. That's true. That's true. She's not a
So
team
far,
player.
how politics work. And all it is you grease my palm, I grease yours back. That's all it is.
Exactly. Exactly. And we see now that the free roofs and windows she was giving, a lot of the people that work for her specifically got free roofs. That Quigley guy, he got a free roof on a house. Hold it. He one of your flunkies. How he get a free
exactly
roof?
right.
So, and he's selling that house for around, 200, $300,000. So it's really, the stuff people going to find out once Jason House gets in there and gets a real
Exactly.
look at things, it's going to be really, really disturbing. It's
Well,
going
it
to be
was.
really
Yeah.
disturbing.
I thought it was disturbing when the village of those people, the residents had to just jump up and down and scream like somebody do something. You're
Yes.
literally screaming for the federal government to come in and get her. Now, that's snitching beyond snitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Help
get
us.
her massa.
Help us.
I ain't picking no more cotton until you come get Kizzy right now because she messing it up for all us.
She messed it up for
Exactly.
all of us.
Yes.
And see,
She
that's why
coming out
Hobson
here with the
Jordan,
crazy talk and that crazy act. You gotta come get her.
Yes.
But they're
Yes.
jumping up and down for the feds to come. And I'm like, that that was like a warning sound or notification to the feds. Like, wait a minute, what?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
They don't
yep,
even have
asking
nothing
the
Yeah.
to give them.
feds.
It's like she dirty. Just do something.
This,
Yeah.
we don't care what,
The
do
feds
Just
something.
like,
do some
wait, we're watching. Just wait. Be patient. Like, no, come get her now.
And
now.
now they might not nothing happen because the Fed is too busy getting fired to indict anybody. I think these days. so many of them getting fired.
She might have got real lucky with this fool that's in office.
Yeah, she might. I agree. I agree. If she don't get arrested in the
If
next
she's smart,
90
she need to
days.
run that resume to his ass right now.
But it's amazing. You remember Dorothy Brown, who was her village manager for a short period of time? Now, Dorothy Brown went out in a cloud of questions. You know what I mean? And that's one of her advisors, Dorothy Brown. So she got schooled in the art of helping yourself to the money, is the best way I'll put it. Allegedly, because I don't want her, say we sin,
I feel like with Dorothy, they was coming for Dorothy. So they was murmuring. So she was like, listen, I got this chicken on the stove right here. I'm going to let you get a taste of her. Just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Well, she had to bring money and you could dress a certain way on Fridays.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I mean, she had a lot of crazy stuff going on. So
Yes,
I
she
don't care
did.
how you slice it. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Now,
So
considering Jason is in office now,
correct.
what advice would you give to the Dolton residents? And then with Napoleon being in office now, what advice would you give to the residents to go forward, for the next term? What advice would you give the residents so that they could take that and run with it? What advice would you give them?
Just come and get ready for a brand new day, because Jason and his crew are going to lay out what's actually going on. And Napoleon is going to do the same thing. They have nothing to hide because they brand new, you know? Certainly the feds didn't come for Jason or the trustees. They came for the person who was distributing all the money that's missing. And if Tiffany had to cut them in, who knows? They might be in trouble too. But she did not cut them in. That's why they went for having her recalled. So, it was a great response. If you run with somebody and you find out they're a crook, of course, you're going to jump off the ship as soon as possible. So I really respect what they did.
What about you, Gail?
I'm scary. I couldn't have done it the way they did it. Just to be so blatant.
Yeah, but they did it.
The thought
I don't like.
the thought of the
I didn't.
consequences would just keep me in check.
Yeah, but the problem is they had a bad lawyer, because it's kind of common sense that if you win an election for 4 years, which she did, now you're going to try to impeach her, kick her out of office, whatever you want to call, recall her from the office. You first have to have an election to recall her. After that election is over, then you have to have an election for a recall. The reason it was thrown out, which, few people take the time to talk about, is the reason the recall was negated by the courts is because you can't have both of those questions in the same election. Well, if this happened, then this can happen. That's not how court works. You have to go to court, have some finality, and then say, now we're going to have another election to actually kick this person out of office, since we went to court 3 or 4 months ago and got permission. You know what I mean? Or we got the approval of all the citizens to do that. But they did it in the same election, and that just was bad lawyer. That was bad. They had bad lawyers. Whoever thought of it could be done in one election, that's not possible. And that's why that failed. And I guess they got scared. They never even tried it again, because they would have got the same results. Because look at the money that's missing now. They got a lot of money missing over there. And it's going to get worse, because once they get in there, I mean, look at it. She was trying to, in Thornton Township, get $66,000 in toys for Christmas. Christmas was over 3 months ago. Well, now this is April, 4 months ago. Why is last week you asking for $66,000 for Christmas toys? $66,000. Now, luckily, the township theoretically has the money. None of her accounts have been audited by an outside agency. They have not been audited. Everything is what Tiffany says. And that's why it's going to be a lot of surprises, because Tiffany lies. I mean, she is not going to tell you the truth. I wouldn't be surprised they find out her name is not Tiffany. That's how bad it is.
Well, I don't know. This is bold. She's real bold.
She really is. But
because I can't do that time by myself.
Yeah, in a box.
yeah, well, that OnlyFans,
And they don't
we'll
let
see.
you wear your weave.
Holy cow! Holy cow! So the real thing is, what is going to happen to Hobson Jordan now that she's no longer running for mayor? Her life
Well,
goes back to anonymity, where nobody knows who she is, what she's doing, and why.
They're gonna
it
evict
was
her. They're gonna try to evict her out of that place she's renting because it was article a few months, maybe a couple of months before the election, not more than 3 that she hadn't been paying rent.
no. We
Now,
talking about Cassandra Hobson
Oh, I'm
Jordan.
sorry.
Yeah.
oh, but get back to just for a second to that. Now, I thought they was trying to settle that. I thought they was trying
We'll
to
see,
settle
but
that.
I think that you know how he does a lot of good back that get back that guy that's in office now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's gonna let this die.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. I could be wrong, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a lot of mess.
Well, I think with the township, one of them is a month and one of them is 2 months before the job is over with. So Tiffany technically got a job for in one job a month, and because I think he said May,
And,
Jason House said May he gets in, so that means she got like 30 days approximately to do
yeah, I
dirt.
think we took our oath in May.
He said do dirt.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
She got a
that's
Now,
little
all
is it
bit
she
more
got.
April or
time.
May? April. April is township government.
And the township,
That's
I
usually
don't know. Yeah, so it's going to be something because Napoleon, he got a big job ahead of him, but he do have more money than Dalton has, so it's going to
well.
be
They
something.
just
But
go
they're going to
over
find missing
the
money.
meeting is just to go over the budget line by line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's real
Right.
dry,
Mm-hmm.
and you vote to pay the bills. That's it.
Well, they
How did
wasn't
she
doing that
get
with
the
Tiffany.
gall to steal that money?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time
Because
they
you
went,
have to give a line by line accounting.
And
not
she
in
did it
Tiffany
though.
land,
She did
it's
it.
whatever she said is.
Right. Allegedly. We'll say allegedly. She did it.
Right,
Allegedly.
right.
Because she has
Well,
not been
Because
convicted.
everything is on the taxpayer's dime.
Mm-hmm.
well, she allegedly got 800 something write-in votes
Right.
when the winner got 15,900.
Yeah.
Vote.
So she got boat raced,
Yes.
you know?
Literally.
So she got no hope. Now we go back to our favorite wish she was a write-in candidate, Cassie Hobson Jordan.
Because that would have
She
looked
got
better. That would have looked better.
4%, she got 4.5% of the vote. 4%. Jason House won 95 plus percent.
He did.
So he beat her more better than he beat Tiffany.
He did.
And this girl had the audacity to threaten seniors.
She did.
Gail, is that a smart strategy?
I'm just wondering what is the relationship between the two of them,
That is right. I agree.
trustee and the incumbent mayor, on the way out mayor, the
Yep.
outgoing mayor.
Yeah,
What's
I
their
think
relationship?
yes, because there's something there. I don't know what, but they talk very similar. They
And it's just like
they talk very
they
similar.
seem so out of their league. It's
Okay.
Yes,
almost like nails on a chalkboard because like this is how this goes. This
Yeah.
is
exactly.
how, and so then you're already battling stereotypes and ignorance and all this stuff. And then here they come. Just tighten
Talking
your head and
crazy.
put the damn bonnet on your head and just go.
And then, I'm not in the hairdos because look at my hairdo. But
Right.
one thing for sure, I mean, everybody talk about the weave. They call her Hair Hat Tubman. I
Ooh,
mean, it's some
I
nice
wasn't
names
up on
for
that one.
I
yeah.
wasn't either. That's news to me.
I
Hair
like
Yeah.
that
hat
one. I like that.
Tubman. Hair hat Tubman.
Yes, Hair Hat Tubman. Yes, yes.
And which one is that,
Harriet
Cassie or
Tubman.
Tiffany?
Tiffany.
What?
Tiffany. That's
Remember
that's
Dorothy
the
Tillman's hats?
Yeah, I remember that. Now I definitely remember that.
yes,
If
yes,
anybody should have
yes.
been hair hat, it should have been that one.
Yeah, but Tiffany come out there throwing it. I mean, you know what I mean? And they,
Well,
and they say her wig went off in the fight, so it was
That fight was bad.
yes, yeah.
And that's why I wondered about the relationship. You know how it be, like used to be back in the day at work. Oh, here come this group. Oh, here come this group. We'll have to watch. They about to fight. So they go up in the fairway down the street. Have people.
Oh
Have
boy,
people.
I
They
remember them
bind and
days.
weave all over the parking lot.
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember them days. You could see them fight a mile away. Oh yeah, they finna fight. You can tell.
They got the meet up.
Yeah, yeah. Say, let me go this way because I know they finna fight. I'm gonna let them fight
And
for at
I was
least
just
5
waiting.
minutes.
I just knew it was going to be a fight. Couldn't you feel it? Couldn't you feel it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh, but Jedediah, that's my man. I mean, he was excellent. I really, well, he was excellent. I give him credit. I give him credit because that was a great speech he gave. Get a man quality. I mean, that was, you gotta give him credit. That was a great speech. You
And
know what I
it's
mean?
going to.
But you saw that DeMarcus and that boyfriend, her used to be boyfriend, they was in the back plotting, whispering the whole time Jed was talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what you had to look at. That DeMarcus, that clown, he was whispering to some chick. And he was whispering to the boyfriend at that time, Kamal. So that was a plot to start that fight. That definitely was. And if you just watch them via the cameras they have, you can tell the plot. And when he went, what did that dude, when he walked away, why did that dude get up and square off against him when he came back? I mean,
Right.
you're an employee. How you gonna fight at work and think you're gonna keep your job? Okay? Most people realize I'm at work. I can't be fighting. You know what I mean?
Most
I mean,
people
that's
realize
common
that.
sense. Yeah, most of us realize I don't care how mad you get. If you hit anybody,
Can't fight
customer,
at work.
worker, you fired. I mean, that's just the way the
Yes.
game is played.
Yeah.
But he stood up and squared off, and then got the nerve enough to file a lawsuit. I mean, come on now.
Well, I'm telling you that this is another nail in the coffin.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Another
The
gem.
township government. It's
Yeah.
already not welcome. They think it's a waste. What's the purpose of it?
Well,
Well, I told
if
my
you let,
mother, Lord rest her soul, that I was going to be the township collector. She said, collecting what?
and what did you say?
I didn't
Because you don't collect no
No.
money.
know. No taxes. No. Because we have what? Maria Pappas' office for that.
Yes.
That's who collects the taxes in Cook County. Rural, it's only, I think, 5 counties. And I can only remember Sangamon County being one of them.
Okay.
That the collector collects the taxes.
Wow.
So what was you doing?
And you're part of the county seat.
Mm-hmm.
And
So what were
Chuck
you doing?
Gowdy, I got to pull that up on ABC News when they did that investigation. And he said, since the assessor don't assess, the collector don't collect. And they had my picture parade across the screen. I was beautiful with my long hair, my political smile, that flag behind me.
You had that American flag. You was
Man,
the
so we
collector.
go down to Springfield, and they're investigating us the whole time. We're at a
Mm-hmm.
conference in Springfield. So they have the handbook for newly elected officials. And he had the handbook for the newly elected officials. And he's like, if you don't know what township government does, looks like they don't know either. Because he was like, the handbook said, now that you're elected.
Whoa,
Right.
whoa.
So he dogged us. Chuck Gowdy dogged us.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
township government. And my best friend, not my best friend, but a good friend, was like, you going to jail when he saw me.
You said you going to jail.
but you didn't go to jail. We know that.
Right, but it's the Illinois, the politics in that township, I'm telling you, it's another nail in the coffin. These
Well,
ninjas then got on there and acted a fool like this.
Yeah.
They're not worthy and they don't deserve it.
that's the sad part. But now that Napoleon is in there, he's in the state senate, so he got to say so in it.
We'll
Whatever
see.
happened, he has to say so.
He's got to be the committeeman, though. Frank was a
Yeah.
committeeman, and that's how he had all that juice.
Yes. And Napoleon is the committeeman. So he said that's why come he
Well, that'll help him a
that's
lot.
that's why he made the caucus instead of having an election. I mean, he saved a lot of money by not having an election. The caucus is
And
easier.
he's a politician, she's not.
Exactly. And that's the key. And he got what, 15,000 votes? He got
Yes.
15,000. Oh, he got 10,000 votes, 10,800 votes. Okay, so he got 10,800 votes. he's a politician that can rally together large groups of people.
Absolutely.
You know, when 15,000 was the total number of votes, that's what that 15,000
Well,
was.
the Democratic cult was going to probably not vote if they had to vote for her.
Right, right.
She would have won with one vote, and they'd look to some kind of way to overturn that one vote, or whoever would have voted for her. They were not
Yeah.
going to deal with her. Like I said, whoever was running against her was going to win.
Yeah, because she gave the party a black eye. She really did, and she's not really even a Democrat.
She gave
Yeah, she's not even a Democrat. She's a crook. I mean, and crooks are a whole different subculture. People are like, oh, she's a Democrat, Republican. It's got nothing to do with Democrat, Republican.
Giving the Democrats a
well, she's using that as an apparatus to steal.
No worse than Madigan did, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, he actually was what he was, whereas she was just stupid. I mean, she came in stealing from day one.
A long time, and he had a little bit more entitlement.
Yeah, but $200,000 to trim trees.
Right.
Come on,
right.
In a small town like Dolton, $200,000. I mean,
hey, my town, Riverdale. I kid you not. It's called Tree City, USA.
What?
Now, how much do y'all pay to get the trees cut down?
200,000.
That's the question.
Potholes filled.
So you're not paying 200,000 for the trees?
No, our trees just grow. And we had an inline storm one time that fell on my neighbor's house. They fall, drop dead, but we don't cut them.
But all of that's for what insurance is for. That's not something the village should be paying for. $200,000 to cut some trees down. I mean, the theft.
Yeah, but
if your
cousin is the dude cutting down the trees,
he needs $200,000. He got a family.
Yeah.
Right, he got a family.
I agree. It's just amazing that she got away with it as long as she did. That's all I can say.
True.
It is amazing. So,
Well,
because she was just so rough around the edges.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that this will wrap up. This is going to be our final episode of the special election segment of.
We have to come back for the handcuff section selection. The handcuffs. When the handcuffs go on, we got to come back for the handcuff sessions.
Right, because that won't be election no more. That'll be a completely different segment. So we'll come back.
That'll be the handcuffs. Click, click. They too tight.
It's going to be an interesting summer.
Yes,
there we go. We'll call that the watchdog.
I want to know if she go to jail, is she going to have that hair hat on?
No, she can't. Gail just told you she can't have it in jail.
I know, you got to take it off. You got to take it off. That's the beauty. When they take that weave off and take that picture,
that's
in front of that fingerprint machine.
But they probably sent her to the prison and say, well, do everything and let us know what we think you don't like. And that's how your federal prison is.
That's how you'll fit it. That's right. That's right.
Everybody over there, they get to cook in their cells and everything and make garlic bread and stuff. That's not real life.
Not at all. She won't go where Martha Stewart went.
That country club they talk about for her.
That's why I say
let's hope that her and her boyfriend get back together so she'll have somebody to call her and put money on her commissary.
I can't go to jail. I can't.
It's not for everybody, Gail.
It's not for everybody. You got to be a dumb Dolton ex-mayor who stole money while she was in office. Allegedly. Yes. Allegedly, until the Fed said, you did it.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that is one.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I mean, you buy.
Thank you both. That is gonna wrap up our election series. We'll be back when more developments happen. Don't worry about that. Please drop in the comment section the next episodes you want us to cover, and we will see you on the next episode of Criminal Justice Corner. Thank you.
Yes, handcuffs.
If I hear anything, I'll call you first.